Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome. ODivaZ live. Let's get cameras in here. There you go. We've got Rick and Uffe on the machine bus. Good morning, boys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my legs have gotten through that. Oh, so we're really doing this morning then. Stage now. It hasn't taken them long, thankfully.
So last night was the first parent meeting of the season for cheering.
Yeah.
And I bet at this point you may be asking, same as me, wait, didn't the season just end in the beginning of May when you went to Florida? And to that I would reply, yes, it did. And tryouts are this Friday to start up the new team. It's just constant. But yeah, looks like we're going for another year of it. Which is good. We had a serious discussion about it where we're like, because originally we were planning on not doing it again. Because it is quite a demand.
Yeah.
Both financially and time wise.
Well,
but the friends that she's made through it and stuff, you can't beat that.
well,
So,
word of advice, Rick.
yes.
It's Grace's decision.
Yes. Yeah, that's the thing. She wants it.
And you're
And
doing
she's
it.
She's done everything to work her hardest at it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. He's not going to be very appreciative if you and Heidi make the decision to not do it.
Yeah.
And she wants to do it. But I mean, what are parents for other than to make their kids happy
exactly.
and tell them off when they do things that they shouldn't? And no, and through exactly the same thing with Hope and Touch of Class. I mean, I really, really wanted her to audition for that last year. Well, not last year, the year before, her first year in high school, because I knew she'd be in. But she didn't want to, and I can't make her do it. And then the auditions are at the end of the school year for the start of next year, the year coming up. And she was sat in orchestra, and at the end of the orchestra session, the practices. The orchestra director says, right, okay, by the way, we've got auditions for Touch of Class at such and such a date. And apparently everybody looked at Hope, expecting her to be trying out.
Yeah.
And a girl that he played a duet with previously got her the audition form. and short of filling it out for her. So, I mean, I had a conversation with Hope at that time. I said, I'm really, really glad that you are trying out for it, Hope. But do this because you want to do it, not because everybody else wants you to do it, and because we want you to do it. Yeah, do it because you want to. And if you don't like it, what's the stuff you're dropping out? So, she tried out and she's really enjoyed it. So I think her one regret from it is that she didn't audition the first year. But hey. Uh-oh, I've got a little bit of blue creeping into my grey now.
Yeah, I've been into it a little bit here. Yeah, that was a big thing with Grace's gym team. Everybody was just assuming that she's going to be back next year or this year.
Yeah.
And yeah, everybody definitely wanted her to. And then when we talked to the coach about it, she was really wanting Grace to be back. Because even though it's a very serious team, like watching, especially at her team's level, watching her team, there was, I think, like 24 kids on it, and there was really only like 8 of them that you could tell would take like every practice seriously.
Yeah.
And try their hardest in warm-ups as much as they did in competitions. And Grace was one of those. A coach's dream. The only problem is that tryouts are on Friday. They go all weekend. And this weekend when Grace had friends over, they all just kept doing back handsprings and all kinds of stuff like that, doing tumbling. And she developed tendonitis in her ankle. So now we're trying to nurse through that.
Well, she'll heal quick. She's got age on her side, unlike us, Rick.
Yeah. Yeah, the only problem I can see is that she pushed through it.
Right.
She went to tumbling class on Monday and ended up only being able to go for half of the time.
Yeah.
And when I picked her up, she was very disappointed and crying.
Right.
And
well,
so then we talked through it, and I was like, well, pretty sure this is tendonitis, but I'll check it out when we get home.
As long as she takes a lesson from that.
Yeah. I was able to tell her a couple stories about every time that I push it.
Right.
And then regret it later.
Yep.
There's one thing to be tough, and then another thing just to hurt yourself. Just because you're toughing through it.
Yep.
But the good part is, all the coaches know because of tumbling class where she's at in her tumbling. So they'll hopefully apply that to which team she gets placed on. Because this year she's aiming for a team that's quite a bit higher than what she was on last year.
How do, Ben?
Hey, Ben.
Thank you for the ride on.
185 feels good. Wow, it is humid in here.
Yeah, it's been, yeah.
I think it's about time to hit the cool.
Once the ride on hills. No, I'm quite happy around 150, 160 right now. Slowly work the legs up for ODivaZ, I think. We get the leader schedule for ODivaZ today for the month.
Oh, yeah. You can sign up for that. Yeah, so I think I'm going to ride to work tomorrow. Kind of the one day that works out for my schedule. The only problem is tomorrow is our 90+ degree day. So it should be a great ride in the morning. and then it'll be a struggle home. I wouldn't be surprised if I just skipped the ride home and get a ride.
Right from ODivaZ. And who's leading today?
You are?
No.
We're just
And says he ran a half marathon in Taunton at the weekend and a personal best. Only
Yeah,
to
I
find
saw
that the event was 80 metres short, so his watch didn't acknowledge it as a PB. Yeah, that's kind of like my last full marathon, Ben. I wanted to finish it in under 4 hours, and I crossed the line at 4 hours and 17 seconds, but it was long. So I did run a full marathon in under 4 hours. So you can have my extra meters for that one then. How about that?
I'm guessing that wasn't in Taunton, Massachusetts.
No, it was not in Taunton, Massachusetts. Kind of like that Star Wars joke. What's the internal body temperature of a tauntaun?
What?
It's lukewarm.
Nice. Right now we're getting competing forecasts from the two weather stations I watch for what this weekend is going to be.
Let's see when our next camp rains.
I like this forecast better. This one looks decent. At least gets up to 70. And no rain for the weekend.
First chance of rain, 10th of June.
Wow.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 days this week. Temperatures at 90 or above. Sunday 86. Monday 81. Oh wow, we'll be putting jumpers back on Tuesday next week, 79. 76 on Wednesday.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's like we go from this really warm weather to just into the 60s. That's the week that my dad was talking about. Why he doesn't come here in the beginning of June.
And says there was a grim bit when there was a dead deer carcass on part of the route. You could tell it had been there for a few days by the Wiggly bits, the maggots. Well, the event organizer tried to claim it wasn't on the path when they laid out the arrows at 5 a.m. on the morning of the event, and runners had to pass it twice. Yeah.
Maybe it died of maggots.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was.
Maybe someone decided to bring it in and put it by the side of the path after the route had been laid out.
Could have been behind someone's trash cans. And then the trash was picked up. And then the cans were removed.
Oh dear.
Oh.
So Rick,
Yeah.
what do you call a deer with no eyes?
I have no idea. Hey. Oh, I missed the sounds.
So that me doing that upsets Rick then, because Rick had those the other day when he looked, and now for 2 days he hasn't had them. They're not there.
Okay. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if maybe I need to reinstall the entire application. I never knew I wanted sounds until I got sounds, and now I can't live without them.
There we go, another one from Ben. What do you call a deer with no eyes and no legs? Still no idea.
Still no idea. Yes.
So Rick, what do you call a cow with 2 legs?
Eileen.
Lean beef.
Lean beef.
What do you call a cow with no legs?
Ground beef.
Yeah, there
Yes.
you go.
Hey, I'm catching on here. Wow.
I hope I feel a bit better tomorrow, because I really don't want to race if I feel like this.
Yeah. I think we're suffering from the same thing. We just did too much. Like, not even just biking, but just life in general. I don't know about you, but the moment the weather gets nice, I don't stop. The moment I get up, I just hit the ground, start moving around. I've added in new workouts and projects around the house. I got to work yesterday and decided to race myself to see if I could finish my work and half of Craig's work before Clay even showed up. And I did. It was great. But I also was working furiously to do it.
So Ben asks, what do you call a camel with no hump? Sorry, hub.
I was confused there for a second. Come up.
I'm just reading out what Ben's written.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would say hump free because I see it. Humphrey. See, that's a tough one because you also gotta
I'm
Yeah.
up 3.
Yeah. Yeah, tomorrow's also group ride day for a local bike shop. But I don't know if I want to do a group ride in 90-degree weather at the end of the day after a week like this.
Yeah, the basement's definitely got something going for it there. It's cooler, you're not going to get sunburned, you don't swallow insects.
Degree is nice.
I think I'm
And when it hits 105, then you start getting problems.
Yeah, we don't have too many of those days.
Assuming you have 10% climbs in your rides. Otherwise, it's okay.
I think I'm sunburn free at this point. I don't know how the camera does, but I am extremely tan right now at this point. To the point where people are actually mentioning it to me. People who I haven't seen since last week are like, "Whoa, you got tan."
Well,
and I was already pretty tan from Florida.
At one end of the scale, there's white, and snow white.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the middle, there's, a perfect tan. And then at the other end of the scale, there's Trump.
Yeah.
I'm not saying where you are. But you might want to adjust your camera settings.
Oh, yeah, here. Well, I'll go totally white here.
No, don't. I know what you're like with adjusting settings. We'll still be doing it next week.
Oh yeah.
And that's being kind.
The best way to tell if I've gotten the tan is under the watch. The under the watch technique. Yeah. Well, you can kind of see it on the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday I sat in the sun for a couple hours at the end of my shift. And I got a little red, but then it was gone by the end of the day. Well, it's nice to have it not even be June yet, is it? Or is it June today?
No, tomorrow.
Nope, not even June yet. And I'm already sunburn free.
All right, Ben.
Proof.
Thanks for dropping in.
See you, Ben.
Okay, I'm done. Have a good workout, guys.
All right, see you then. Oh, I should have asked. What's Uffe having for breakfast?
Ah, yes. But it's lunch, isn't it?
There's that for lunch. Yeah, well, it'll be lunchtime. Yeah, it's after 12.
What did you have for breakfast? See, that's the best because he already knows what he had for breakfast. So
Yeah. Yeah, so again, my right to
Get
answer
him
them
more.
on the SPRE, yeah. No, I need to go and buy some more cutting discs today. My angle grinder. Finish cutting up the trailer frame.
that's one thing I wish I had. So that was one technique I saw about removing deck boards, was to just go ahead and use an angle grinder to grind off the tops of the of the screws, and then pull the board up, and then go through with a sawzall.
Yep.
Slice off the rest. Ooh, one thing I found out last night too, they threw a curveball at us for cheering, where last year the culmination of the season was in Orlando. Apparently this year they're also going to try to hit another competition, which, depending on which one that they go for, it'll either be in Atlanta, Georgia, or in Dallas, Texas. Which is not ideal. If it's in Texas, then my sister's there, so might be able to get away with just flying Grace down and seeing if she'd be kind enough to drive her to Dallas, which is a pretty good drive. But one thing that my sister always wanted was a daughter, and she got 3 boys. So maybe they'll be able to fill that space with Grace for a week and enjoy it.
Or she'll discover why she didn't really want a daughter.
Yeah, that could happen too. Yeah, it's not ideal to like enter into the world of daughters at the age of 14.
Oh, you've missed all the fun bits out then.
Yeah. At this point, at 13, there's some times that are like, wow, this is going great. And there's those moments every so often where it's like, oh no, it's happening. Teenagerhood is kicking in. Which I already went through it with my 2 stepdaughters. And it was like a light switch. One day they were wonderful, and the next day they were teenage girls. But I did always get along with them well while they were going through it. The fights were minimal. But I guess being the dad is the easy side. It's the mom that has to fight all the time.
How far are we going today?
How far?
I think I'll ride for another 30 minutes.
Yeah, I have 34 minutes left on mine. Hey, it's Owen.
Hey, what you on?
Oh, what's going on now? Stop it. There. Pedal, pedal, pedal. I have a feeling today's going to be a fun ODivaZ.
Why is that?
I don't know. I feel like most of the US is sunny. And probably most of the Northern Hemisphere, really. And that puts everybody in a great mood.
I'm at Grumpy.
Tom won't care because it's always sunny where he lives.
Yeah, but we get science today, don't we?
Oh, yes. Science Day. Oh, I should have taken a picture of the sunrise this morning. Because of all the forest fires in Nova Scotia. That looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
Had like a hazy ring around it. Apparently, when I say hazy ring, it makes Siri think that I want something.
The question
Go away,
is,
Siri.
what does she think you want?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's pet talk day today, Owen.
You should
I'm not sure where
tell the powers.
Alex is.
Well, I think Alex is on the west side of Canada, right?
I don't know.
Which there is fires over there too. But Roger's in Nova Scotia. I'm surprised he's still riding outside. Probably pretty smoky there. If the wind's going in the right direction. Which I think it was yesterday. So he's on the opposite side of the island.
Oh, that Alex.
Oh, okay.
Alex Cromwell.
Rhode Island, Alex. That's not my smoke. Actually,
Yeah,
I guess we do. It is our smoke now. We have to deal with it.
Rick's not going fast enough to be smoking right now. We'll give him a chance after we get to the top of here.
I had my friend that went to Colorado. When she first got there, it was crazy. The picture she was taking, it was just like the sky was red, and yeah, I guess the smoke was bad enough that it made it not super pleasant to be biking outside. So I'm guessing those must be like California wildfires or something.
Now I've got Leo Sayer stuck in my head. It was Leo Sayer that sang The Sky is Blue. The sun is out, the sky is blue. There's not a cloud to spoil my view, but it's raining. Raining in my house.
Nice. I was going to ask which part of Rhode Island, but pretty much Rhode Island is just the Providence metro area.
Can you tell him to get out of my head, please, Owen? Right now, I'd rather have VeggieTales in there. That's been there all weekend. VeggieTales, belly button song. Don't look it up, Owen, if you've never heard it, because it'll be stuck in your head then as well.
Nah, I think you have to have a kid that watches it multiple times.
You do not have to have a kid that watches it at all for it to get stuck in your head.
I used to watch VeggieTales when it first came out. I don't even know how old I was, but the original ones. And yeah, those were, for the longest time, I would remember every song. But now that I'm older, they've left my head. I can't even, I recognize some of the names, but I can't even think of the song that goes with it. Grace watched a little bit of VeggieTales, but that wasn't her favorite thing when she was little.
And then, of course, there's badger, 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 badger. Well, I got dressed to go into the office yesterday. And then my morning meeting started. And then I just never got to the office. Stayed home all day.
Heidi had to stay home day yesterday.
So I'll see if I actually make it to the office today. Be a quiet day. Everyone's in the office on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So race day Thursday, so I don't go in the office on Thursday.
The amazing thing to me was that he had just had, I can't remember if she had 4 days or 3 days off, but either way, she had just had a long weekend. And then yesterday she was on her computer on the couch. And I was like, what, are you not going to work? Like, no, I'm just going to work from home today. Like, oh, okay. Well, I'm just going to have to go to work today.
Oh, no one's given this ride a particularly hard, this time a particularly hard ride. We're going to come in just after second here.
Yeah, and DuckTales is one that for some reason has still not left my head. DuckTales. Woo. Do.
Could be worse. I mentioned Hong Kong Phooey the other day, didn't I, Rick? I bet Owen remembers Hong Kong Phooey. Of course he does. I bet you could sing the intro song going and know all of the words. I can. No, I wasn't.
Disappeared off of my rider list for a moment.
And yours has disappeared off mine. No, and it wasn't me. I did mention it to Rick the other day.
Yeah, yesterday you did ask me if I had ever watched it. I have no recollection of watching it.
I don't know, and was it someone at the quiz? Ooh.
Feels like work.
What feels like work?
Pedaling.
I'm going to struggle to even manage 30k on this.
I need to go to bed earlier tonight, I think.
Yeah, I had an early night last night. I feel a lot better for it, but
I had too much energy. Like, Heidi was the one that had to be like, I was getting ready to turn on the show, and then she was like, you want to go to bed? And I was like, what time is it? I looked and it was 10 o'clock. I was like, whoa, okay, yeah. Yeah, it's bedtime. Do it. Yeah, Grace wanted to do some exercises yesterday, so we were doing core stuff and some dumbbell stuff. Mostly she was, and I was just telling her what to do. She was like, well, if I can't use my feet very well right now, then I want to strengthen my shoulders and my back and all that. Thing that's crazy though is trying to teach your kid to do something that you can't even come close to doing. It's telling her what she should strengthen in order to be better at tumbling or be stronger in tumbling. And I'm like thinking, I can't do it. Yeah, that's what everyone who watches the sport does. Although I've learned to respect sports a little more these days. I remember when I was younger, I used to actually think like, oh, with a little training, I could go out there and catch a Hail Mary and get a touchdown in the NFL. Now I've been thinking about that. I better make it count, because if they touch me, I will die. Just getting off the line, they would kill me. In soccer, I feel like beyond the ball handling, which I'm not exactly skilled at, I think I would make it one time up the pitch at their pace and be done. Be like, okay, I'm goalkeeper now.
I think I could manage to fake an injury. Not that they ever do that.
Never. And then basketball. Basketball was always a thing. I played a lot of basketball when I was a teenager. Got really good at it. And then one time in my, I must have been 20. And I hadn't played basketball in a while. And so my uncle, he had an adult league every week. He was like, you want to come play? Because we had played a little game of half court one time, and he was like, wow, you are pretty good at this. And so I decided to go to his adult league. That didn't work out so well. I went out there with the mindset like, yeah, here we go. Bunch of old guys. I used to play all the time. And then I got out there and I was so winded. I could barely think. Not like riding a bike.
Well, Owen says that he can come up with all the professional level excuses as to why he didn't. ...
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with your dots there, Owen. Yours worked.
And then there's cycling too. That's one that can really get you if you don't know what you're looking at. You watch a professional cycling race and you see how easily they're doing it. And you think, what? I could do that. And then you just go do a group ride with the guy that holds the most KOMs in your area, and you're like, wow, this is fast. This guy isn't even a professional. Although now there's a whole bunch of Strava segments on the Hincapie route that are now held by professional riders, riding in a pack that I don't think anyone's going to ever beat, unless if it's them this year.
Yeah, just wind the window down in your truck, Rick, and drive it with your watch hand in your hand. Not that I would condone anything like that, but Owen says that his last coach started a team, got onto the UK tour after the first race, asking him how hard it was and how I'd do. The suggestion was that he wouldn't even hold on for the rollout.
Yeah. Fortunately, on this Hincapie one, I'm not going to be able to experience what the front's like, because I guess that's all reserved for people who buy the VIP ticket, which is pretty nice, but it's also, I think it was like $1,000, a little over, for the VIP. But you do get like a full kit, and you get a massage after, and you get to start up at the front with Hincapie and all of his pro friends. And what else? Then you get like a VIP area for the after party too. But I just bought the plebeian ticket, so I'll be somewhere in the middle of 1,000 people.
I guess I've got a 32 kid.
I have 9 minutes. Wow, I'm getting really sweaty today.
Yeah, it's a bit humid here. Race still isn't up yet. Uh-oh.
Bad sign.
Bat sign.
Yeah. I mean, she will surely be late today. She's barely on time when she wakes up, like an hour and a half before she needs to be in school. Man. Rest time.
Alright, I'll let you rest. I'll rest too.
It can work.
Yeah, as long as we don't both do it at the same time.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
So, after we tested that, was it last week?
Yeah.
Mike and I tested it while we were still in the meetup and both did it at the same time. That didn't work. Well, I did what I expected it would when we tested it. We both just slowly came to a stop.
Yeah.
Does it work uphill as well? Yes, it does. Alright, can Rick get me in one more kilometre here? It's going to be close. I might have to get back on the bike and finish a kilometre off here.
When I'm done with this cooldown, I'm gonna put on my coffee break.
Well, we're still in the meetup, aren't we?
Yeah.
It'll break it. Can I get to 34k? 66 seconds. Be close. 500 meters.
Oh, that's right. You're gonna be out of coffee breaks at that point.
I am, yeah. Come on, get me to 34k. 30 seconds. And we're not going fast enough.
Nope.
I'm going to have to get back on the bike and pedal here. Going to be close. Might even be able to course to it here. TeamODZ does science. I think I can course to it. Yeah, there we go. Just got it. Thank you. I didn't have to pedal.
Huh, that's weird. It's like I could tell it's really sunny out, but it's almost just like not as bright as it usually would be. It's definitely a little smoky out there.
Well, that's a good question, Owen. See, my right pedal sends power to the left pedal, which sends it to the computer, and I don't put space to it. That's correct. No, that's not going to work because I can't control the bike on the rollers. No.
I have done that before. Pedaled with my hands.
Yeah.
It does register. At least on the trainer it does.
Yeah, well, you try doing
How
that
about
with a set of
the
rollers and keeping the bike on the rollers as well. It gets a bit
I've often thought
wobbly.
that's a brand new workout idea to just like pull the bike up and then just start pedaling this way.
Yeah. How much longer you got, Rick?
I just finished.
Rick finished.
Debating on if I should go all the way to 25 or not.
I'm going to pull the stream down and get us ready for ODivaZ. That's up in a little under half an hour. So, appreciate you being there, Owen. Then a little earlier. Everybody else over there in Streamland. Much appreciated. I'll be back, like I said, with ODivaZ in 28 minutes. So until then, take care. We'll be back. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.